All right, let me continue here. I just want to go get a coffee. Right now, for this very interesting topic, let's talk about the script of Over Canada I want to bring on board, and how once I start Sky Source, there actually might be a bidding war going on in Hollywood. As I'll guarantee you, as I guarantee you, Hollywood will offer guys like Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, Rian Johnson, J.J. Abrams their money. So I gave it some thought, and you guys will be shocked by the amount of money I'll be willing to pay them. Well, it's a shitload of money because I know for a fact that Hollywood will be offering them more money than I'm willing to pay them in my past videos, right? So to grab them from Hollywood, I'll have to pay them a lot more money. So I'm gonna keep saying this. Once I start Sky Source, if these guys are not contracted in Hollywood, well, Rian Johnson will be contracted in Hollywood. He'll be contracted in Hollywood because he's working on the Star Wars trilogy. Right, and J.J. Abrams signed. I think J.J. Abrams signed a deal until 2024 or something. I might be wrong, but he signed a deal until 2024. My point is, if those guys are available, once those guys, there's a good chance Hollywood is going to offer them, especially guys like Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. Disney will guarantee offer Jon Favreau like a lot more money. They're going to offer him a lot of money. They're going to offer Dave Filoni a lot of money to have them stay because they don't want me taking Jon and Dave away from them. Hence, you're probably looking at a bidding war. You know how you have bidding wars for sport leagues? You know how the NFL, the NHL, you know how the NFL, the NHL, the MLB, you know what I'm saying, the NBA, the CFL, you know how in those pro sport leagues you have bidding wars going on? People, the GMs, teams compete for grabbing a player by offering them more money and all that stuff. Well, you're looking at something like this for the 7th team. The 7th team, Hollywood's going to offer them a lot of money. They're going to offer guys, especially Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, they're going to offer those two guys because Mandalorian is such a hit show that I guarantee you Hollywood's going to offer those guys a lot. They're going to offer them a lot of money. Hey man, we'll pay you this amount of money to have you stay on board. And so that way you don't go. That way you don't work for. That way you don't go. That way you don't work for Ivan. You're looking at a bidding war, man. Yeah, you're looking at something fucking crazy. Yeah, this video might only be an hour long, man, because I'm almost on my notes. My notes aren't long here. I can try my best to extend it for an hour and a half. I can just drag it out and talk about other stuff. I could talk about the summary, but whatever. I don't know. This video might be an hour long. But I know a 1 hour video is nothing for Ivan Mayer, hence I'm going to try my best. I'll try my best to extend this video for an hour and a half. I can show you pictures, that kind of stuff. That way I can extend this video for an hour and a half long. Right? But again, I'm going to keep on saying this. J.J. Abrams signed a $500 million deal, which is crazy. I'm willing to pay him a shitload of money, but not something crazy like that. So I'm willing to pay J.J. Abrams a lot of money, but I'm not willing to pay him $500 million. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? The one way you do that, you're being stupid with your money. But I'm willing to pay him a lot of money. That way I can try. That way, if he's available, if his contract's up, I can try and have him work for my company. Right. So J.J. Abrams signed a $500 million deal in Hollywood for his Bad Robot company. You walk on your company out there, right? $500 million deal in Hollywood, which is fucking crazy. I'm willing to pay him a shitload of money, but not something crazy like that. And Rian Johnson's working on his Star Wars trilogy. Rian Johnson is working on his Star Wars trilogy, and I heard his Star Wars trilogy won't come out until like 2026, 2027. Around that time, Zanes will be released, man. Zanes will be finished filming. Zanes should be finished filming around... Filming should start for Zanes, for my last of Zanes will be around 2027. Early 2027. It'll end at the end. It'll be end in the fall of 2027. And the movie won't get released until like the summer of 2028 or the fall of 2028. I'll try my best to release Zanes for the summer. But post-production takes longer than expected. I might release in the fall of that year. But Zanes is a movie that you gotta release in the summertime. It's a perfect. Summertime is the best time for a movie like Zanes. For a movie like Zanes, right? Right. So I'm gonna keep saying this. So J.J. Abrams signed a $500 million deal, which is crazy in Hollywood. I'm willing to pay him a shitload of money, but not something crazy like that. And Rian Johnson's working on his Star Wars trilogy. Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are also contracted for Star Wars. I don't know how long they're contracted for, But Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are obviously still contracted for Mandalorian. They're the boss for Mandalorian. Right. And I heard Dave Filoni got promoted to creator position in Hollywood for Mandalorian for Lucasfilm. So he might have gotten a raise, and I guarantee you that Jon Favreau will be or has been offered more money by Disney somehow. So I guarantee you Jon Favreau has deals have been thrown at him. I guarantee you Jon Favreau has been offered a lot of money from Disney and other even other companies because he's so talented. Just like I guarantee you Dave Filoni probably got offered more money because he got promoted. He got promoted recently to a creative position in Hollywood for Lucasfilm for his Mandalorian project. He got promoted, right? He got promoted for his Mandalorian, and there's a good chance those guys were offered a lot of money by Hollywood, right? It's not just Disney. I guarantee you, even other big companies, I guarantee you, they're eyeing Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. Those guys, after watching Mandalorian, those guys are fucking talented. So I guarantee you, they're gonna. It's not just Disney. Other companies are gonna offer them a lot of money too, to have them stay. Right. In other words, when I start SkySource, if these candidates are available, there will be a huge bidding war going on, as all these 4 candidates are all very talented, and Hollywood is not stupid, as they'll be offering them a shitload of money to try and keep them, to try and have them stay and keep them. Let me keep saying this. Once I start SkySource, these 4 candidates, especially guys like Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, there's going to be a huge bidding war. Even Rian Johnson, J. Abrams, there's going to be a huge bidding war going on, as all these 4 candidates are very talented. And Hollywood is not stupid, as they'll be offering them a shitload of money to try and keep them. So once I start SkySource, all the Hollywood companies, a lot of Hollywood, Disney is going to be offering guys like Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni a shitload of money to try and have them stay, try and keep them. Other companies are going to even try and bid with Disney and try and offer them money to try and grab them away from Disney, right? Right? The companies are going to, well, J.J. Abrams already signed this huge deal, but you know what I'm saying? Guys, these candidates are going to be offered a lot of money. Hollywood's going to offer these guys a lot of money to try and keep them. Hence, there's going to be a bidding war going on. There's going to be a huge bidding war going on for these candidates, man. Because me grabbing them from Hollywood isn't going to come cheap. I now realize, oh my God, if I pay them, like I'm willing to pay Jon Favreau $12 million for the 4 years of Xan's. So a $3 million yearly salary for Thursday. I'm willing to pay Dave Filoni a $2 million yearly salary. But I know for a fact Hollywood is going to offer them more money than what I'm willing to pay them. Hence why I have to up. I'm going to have to take out my checkbook. I'm going to have to pay them a lot more money. I'll tell you what I mean by how I want to pay them. That way it doesn't affect the budget. Because last thing you want to do is have your budget being affected. Hence why you got to pay them out of your pocket. I'm going to tell you what I mean by that in just a sec. So I'm going to keep saying this. Once me and my wife start SkySource, there's going to be a huge bidding war going on for these candidates. Because these are my top candidates, my top 4 candidates. If they're not available, I'll just hire someone else. It'll save me money. Right? So I'm willing to pay them a lot. Hollywood will be willing to pay them a lot of money to have Jon Favreau stay for Mandalorian, Dave Filoni stay for Mandalorian. As well as J.J. Abrams already signed this huge deal, so he already got his money. But Rian Johnson, he's working on a Star Wars trilogy, right? But I don't know if he signed an exclusive deal. You know what I'm saying? If he's available, I highly doubt he'll be available. But if he is available, and there's a good chance he might be a bidding war going on, and Disney will offer him more money and that kind of stuff. There's something crazy, man. Hence why I'm calling this video the script developer candidates bidding wars. You're looking at a bidding war for these candidates, man. Especially guys like Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, because those guys are so talented and they created the Mandalorian series. The Mandalorian series was amazing. You know what I'm saying? As well as they're working on other Star Wars projects and they're going to be released on Disney Plus. Disney's going to offer them a lot of money. Disney's going to be desperate, man. They're going to offer these guys a lot of money. And even then, I'm telling you how much money I want to pay them in a sec. And even then, what? Yeah, I'd rather be saved and work for Ivan's company than working hard and be left behind. Yeah. Right. Now, 10 minutes. Now for how much I'm willing to pay them to try and grab them from Hollywood and work for my company. So first things first, all these candidates, if they're chosen, I want them living in Vancouver permanently. I don't want them living in the States. No. Last thing I want to happen is have these guys distracted from their family and you have the rates affecting their salary. No. As mandatory as part of the contract, I want them all moving to Vancouver. SkySource will pay for the moving costs and all that stuff. So I'll have them and their families flown on my luxury jet. I can pay for all their stuff, all the stuff that they want to bring from their home. I can have that flown to Canada or driven to Canada. SkySource can easily pay for the moving costs. And I want them permanently living in Vancouver. So Jon Favreau, when they've flown your heart, I want them permanently living in Vancouver. They're going to love Vancouver, as Vancouver's more beautiful than Los Angeles. It's better than Los Angeles. That way, when I pay them their salary, the rates do not affect us. Because I don't want the rates affecting their salary, and I don't want them being distracted. Last thing you want to happen is you work for like 4 years, and your family's in America, and you're distracted. No. I want them living in Vancouver. That way, they're not distracted, and they can spend time with their family or wife, whatever it is. That way, they're not distracted. Yeah. Now, for how much I'm willing to pay them to try and grab them from Hollywood, because I know Hollywood's going to offer them a shitload of money and work for my company. So what I'm willing to do for these candidates, only these candidates. So only for these candidates, I'm willing to pay them this kind of money. Whereas everyone else in my 17, they get their standard yearly salary. They don't get. I'll tell you what I mean. So now, for how much I'm willing to pay them to try and grab them from Hollywood and work for my company. What I'm willing to do for these candidates, for these 4 candidates, only these candidates, I'm willing to pay them big bonuses out of my own pocket. So what I'll do for these candidates, to grab them away from Hollywood, I'll pay them a big bonus from my own pocket. So I'll pay them out of my personal account. That way it doesn't affect the budget. So I'll pay them a big bonus out of my personal account. And then I'll pay them their yearly salary for the term of the movie. So their yearly salary will be a part of the budget. Their bonus will be out of my own pocket, out of my personal account. That way you keep them happy and they all work hard for you. And that way you can compete with Hollywood, because there's going to be a bidding war going on. Because Hollywood's going to offer these guys a shitload of money, and everyone else, the other 5 in my 7 team, they get their standard $1 million. They get their standard $1 million yearly salary and $2 million yearly salary, and they don't get the bonus. Only these guys get the bonus because they're the cream of the crop. Right, so only these cans I want to pay them big bonuses out of my own pocket. So my personal account, out of my own personal account. So I'm going to pay them out of my personal account. So it's like money under the table, right? But again, like I said about separating your personal and your business, there's exceptions, of course. So the bonuses I am willing to pay them will be from me and my wife's pocket. So for these candidates, I'll be willing to pay them big bonuses every time before each movie term. So what I'm willing to do for these candidates, before each movie, I pay them a fat bonus in the bank. I pay them a fat bonus in the bank in Canadian. And again, I want them to live in Vancouver. That way it doesn't affect the rates. The rates doesn't affect their salary. So I'll be willing to pay them a fat bonus in the bank before each movie, term of each movie. So for Xanax, I'll pay them a fat bonus before they even get their yearly salary for the term of the movie. The organization will pay them a fat bonus before they even start work. So before every movie, I pay these guys a fat bonus before they even start work. That way, you keep them happy and they work hard for you. And that way you can compete with Hollywood. Because I know Hollywood is gonna offer Jon Favreau more than $3 million a year or $12 million for the term of the movie. They're gonna offer him more money than that. Dave Filoni, they're gonna offer him more than a $2 million yearly salary, guaranteed. J.J. Abrams has signed a $500,000 deal, so I have to pay him a lot of money if he's available. That way, you want a guy like him to come work for you. You need to pay him a lot of money. You need to take out your checkbook and pay him a lot of money. Otherwise, he's like, yeah, I'd rather work in Hollywood because Hollywood's paying me way more money. Yeah. And Rian Johnson, you're gonna have to pay him a lot of money too. That way, you can compete with Hollywood for the bidding war. Because there's gonna be a bidding war going on with these guys, man. Especially guys like Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. Right. So again, remember how he said separate your personal business? Yes, separate your personal. There's exceptions, obviously. You can pay these guys a bonus out of your own personal account. There's exceptions, right? So everything will be funded through my business account, but for the bonuses, there's exceptions. You can pay them out of you and your wife's personal account. Pay them a bonus out of your personal account. That way, it doesn't affect the budget, obviously. Right? So like I said before, so the bonuses I'm willing to pay them will be from me and my wife's pocket. So for these candidates, I will pay them big bonuses every time before each movie term. So before they even start work, if one of these two candidates were chosen, I'll be willing to pay them big bonuses every time before each movie term starts. And that will be out of my own pocket, not my business account. That way it doesn't affect the business account. And I'll pay them their yearly salary for each movie term. And that is, of course, part of the movie budget. So I want to pay these guys a fat bonus. Each of them, I'm willing to pay them a different amount, obviously, because they have different statuses, obviously. But like, I'm willing to pay all of them a nice fat bonus before the term of each movie, right? And I'm willing to pay them their yearly salary for the term for the term of each movie. And the yearly salary is a part of the budget. The bonus that's not part of the budget. I'll pay them it for my personal account as a bonus. So before they even start working, they get a fat bonus in the bank, right? Now let's talk numbers. So let's talk about Dave Filoni first. So for Dave Filoni, I'm willing to pay him a nice $6 million bonus before he starts to work for Last of Us. So, because I know Hollywood's going to offer him a lot of money. So what I'm going to do for Dave Filoni, I'm willing to pay him a $6 million bonus, which is $3.6 million after taxes before each movie. So a $6 million bonus, and he gets his $2 million yearly salary to start production, which is $8 million. So that's a total of, that's $14 million in total, which is a nice fucking deal. So a $6 million bonus before he starts working for Last of Us. And then when he starts work, he gets his $2 million yearly salary for the 4 years. So that's $14 million. I'm willing to pay Dave Filoni that kind of money. That way I can grab him from Hollywood, because I know Hollywood's going to offer him a lot of money as you're looking at a bidding war. It looks fucking crazy. Right? So I'm willing to pay Dave Filoni a nice $6 million bonus before he starts to work for Last of Us, and a $2 million yearly salary for the 4 years of Last of Us, as well as for all my other movies. So for the Organization movie, he will get $6 million before the movie term, before he starts to work for that movie, and a $2.1 million yearly salary. And a $2.1 million yearly salary for that movie for the 2.5 years. So for that movie, he'll make $6.3 million for the term of the movie, and he'll get a $6 million bonus. For Zane's, he gets a $6 million bonus, and he gets $8 million for the 4 years. And don't forget to get a $100,000 raise per movie. So $2.1 million for the Organization movie yearly salary. For Very Unique, he'll get his $6 million bonus before he starts work for that project. And once he starts work, he'll make his $2.2 million yearly salary. So for that movie, he'll make, I don't know, he'll make his $6.6 million. And the same process for the Hidden Vampire movie and the Western Gangs movie. So that is how much I'm willing to pay him, because I know Hollywood will offer him a lot of money to have him stay on board if he's available. I'm not kidding around. I know for a fact that, yeah, a $2 million US salary isn't a lot of money, but I know for a fact Hollywood's going to offer him more money than $2 million. So to keep him happy, pay him a bonus. I'm willing to pay a guy like Dave Filoni a $6 million bonus for all the movies. So a fat $6 million check in the bank before you start working, which is $3.6 million in your bank, and he gets his $2.1 million yearly salary for the term of the movie, which is a nice fucking deal, right? Because Dave Filoni isn't worth as much as guys like Jon Favreau, he's not going to get as big of a bonus. So Dave Filoni is going to get the smallest bonus out of all these guys, because he's not worth as much as all these other guys. Hence why I'm paying him a smaller bonus. But $6 million bonus is still a nice fucking bonus. That's a fat paycheck in the bank. That's $3.6 million in your bank. It's a nice paycheck, man. Right? So that is how much I'm willing to pay him, because I know Hollywood will offer him a lot of money to have him stay on board if he's available. Again, this will be out of me and my wife's pocket. So to keep him happy, pay someone like Dave Filoni a nice $6 million bonus, which is $3.6 million after taxes, and a nice $8 million for the 4 years of Zanis, as well as all the other movies. He gets his $6 million bonus and a $2 million. Well, they get a $100,000 raise. They get a $2 million yearly salary with the $100,000 raise, obviously. He'll also get a $100,000 raise per movie project, which is a fucking nice deal. So for Dave Filoni, I'm willing to pay him a $6 million bonus for Zanis. So before he even works, he gets a fat check in the bank. And I'm willing to pay him a $2 million yearly salary, or $8 million for the 4 years of Zanis, which is fucking nice. So he gets his yearly salary, and he gets a $6 million bonus in the bank. He also gets his $2,000 gift card. He gets a free copy of the 4K Blu-ray movie. He gets $2,000 gift card. He gets 4 miles for jet. He gets spoiled with a luxury buffet for the 3rd and 4th year. Yeah, he's getting spoiled. Yeah, hence the doc team will be filming him. Hence he'll be living the fucking life. And if he's chosen, he'll be lucky. He'll be saved. Right? 19 minutes left. 20 minutes left. 20 minutes on my phone. Right. Now for Jon Favreau. because someone like him is fucking big, I'll be willing to pay him a lot of money because I know for a fact someone like him, Hollywood will be offering someone like him a shitload of money to stay. So Jon Favreau, because he's worth $100 million, I know for a fact that Hollywood will be offering him so much money. They're gonna offer him more than $3 million a year or $12 million for a couple of years. They're gonna offer more money than that. Hence, I'm gonna have to take out my checkbook. I'm gonna have to pay him a lot of money. That way, I can have him. That way, I can grab him from Hollywood. Again, I'll be paying him out of my personal account for the bonus, for the amount of bonus, for the amount of bonus I'm willing to pay him. So for Jon Favreau, because someone like him is fucking big, I'm willing to pay him a lot of money because I know for a fact that Hollywood will offer someone like him a shitload of money to stay. So the amount I'm willing to pay someone like him is an $18 million bonus, which is $10.8 million in your bank. It's a nice fucking deal. So I'm willing to pay Jon Favreau an $18 million bonus before the term of Last of Us Xanus. So before, right? Last of Us Xanus. And the organization movie, I'm willing to pay him an $18 million bonus before the movie. And at 12. So for Xanus, I'm willing to pay Jon Favreau an $18 million bonus. Fat check in the bank, which is $10.8 million in your bank. And then for the term of the movie, I'm willing to pay him $3 million year salary, which is $12 million for the 4 years. For the organization movie, I'm willing to pay him an $18 million bonus before the movie. And I want to pay him $12.3 million for the 2.5 years. Right, for the 2.5 years. And they're unique. I want to pay him $18 million for before the movie, before he starts work. But when he starts work, I'll pay him $12.6 million for their unique. And the same process for the him Vampire movie, the same process for the Western Gangs movie. So for Jon Favreau, I'm willing to pay him $18 million, an $18 million bonus, which is fucking nice. So before each movie, he gets an $18 million check in his bank, which is a nice fucking deal. Pay him an $18 million fat check in the bank. Again, this will be out of my own pocket. So if I hire guys like Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau, I'm gonna have to take $24 million out of my own pocket to pay Dave Filoni $6 million, to pay Jon Favreau $18 million. So I want to pay Dave Filoni $6 million, a $6 million bonus. And I want to pay Jon Favreau a nice $18 million bonus before he starts work. And then and I'll pay him his $12 million for the for Xanus, and $12.3 million for the organization movie, and the same process for the other movies. That way you keep him happy, and that way he works hard for you. If you pay these guys this money, they're gonna work their ass off for you. They're gonna work their ass. They're gonna help me with the concerts, help me with the scripts. They're gonna be hard at work making business calls. Yeah, man, they're gonna help me a lot. They're gonna help me with directing. And if you want these guys to work hard for you, you gotta pay them a lot of money. Jon Favreau also gets flown on my private jet. He gets the luxury buffet for the 3rd and 4th year. He gets his 3 burgers once a week for the 3rd and 4th year. You know what I'm saying? Gets to sleep nice trailer. He gets featured at the red carpet. He gets to party out with Dr. Top Right. Yeah, he's getting spoiled, man. He also gets his $2,000 gift card, a free copy of the Blu-ray movie, as well as the posters. You know what I'm saying? My 7 team don't get the $250,000 royalty check for the re-releases because I'm paying them a lot of money. They don't get the $200,000 royalty check for the re-releases because I'm paying them a lot of money. They don't get it. The other 5 get paid a rich yearly salary, and now they also get a $1,000 raise per movie. Only these guys get bonuses, whereas everyone else in my 7 team, they don't get the bonuses. They get their standard $1 million, $2 million yearly salary. But these guys, I'm willing to pay them a bonus because they're big in Hollywood. They're pretty big in Hollywood. Right, so that is how much money I'm willing to pay a guy like Jon Favreau, a nice $18 million bonus before he even starts work, and $12 million for the term of Last of Us Xanus, as well as $12 million for all my movies, from all my other movies for the 2.5 years. All the movies will be 2.5 years after Xanus, as well as he gets a $100,000 raise per movie. Right? That's how much money I'm willing to pay him. That way I can grab him from Hollywood because I know there will be a bidding war. I know for a fact that once I start Skyscraper, there's going to be a huge bidding war going on. There's going to be a bidding war going on between Skyscraper and Hollywood. Man. Hollywood's going to offer these guys a lot of money to have them stay. Hence why I need to take out my checkbook. I'm going to have to pay them a lot of money. That way I can grab them from Hollywood. Because I know if I offer him $3 million, Hollywood will be like, hey John, we'll pay you $7 million a year or something like that. They're going to be willing to pay more money. So to keep him, to have him stay, you need to what? You need to pay him a lot of money, man. That way you can compete with Hollywood. You guys, oh my God, Ivan, that's a show of the money. Yeah, it's a show of the money, but I know for a fact Hollywood's going to offer them a lot of money. Hence why I have to pay these guys a lot of money. That way I can have them work for my company. So I'll pay them a fat bonus out of my own pocket, and I'll pay them their yearly salary at the start of production. That way they all work hard for you, and that way you can grab them from Hollywood, because Hollywood's there's going to be a bidding war going on. You're listening crazy, right? For Rian Johnson, I'll be willing to pay him a nice $10 million bonus before the term lasts over his hands, which is $6 million in your bank. So for Rian Johnson, I'm willing to pay him a nice $10 million, $10 million bonus before the term lasts over his anus, and a nice $2.3 million yearly salary for the 4 years of his anus. So $9.2 million for the 4 years of his anus, as well as pay him a nice $10 million bonus before the organization movie, before he starts working for the organization movie, and a nice $2.4 million yearly salary. So Rian Johnson, I want to pay him a nice $10 million bonus before he starts work for Last of Us Anus. Again, out of my pocket. And I'm willing, if he's hired, and I'm willing to pay him a $2.3 million yearly salary, so $9.2 million for Last of Us Anus. Organization movie, I'm willing to pay him a $10 million bonus before he starts work, and a $2.4 million yearly salary for the 2.5 years for that movie. Right, so because again, they all get a $100,000 raise per movie, so I'm willing to pay Rian Johnson that amount of money. That way, I can grab him from Hollywood. But again, Rian Johnson's working on a Star Wars trilogy, so a guy like him is pretty much out of the picture. I guarantee you, for the trilogy, he's probably making a couple million to do the series. So paying him a $10 million bonus, which is $6 million in your bank, and a $2.3 million yearly salary for Zane, also for Zanis, which is $9.2 million for the 4 years, is a nice fucking deal. As that's 9.2 plus what? Plus 10. 9.2 plus 10. Yeah, that's $19.2 million in your bank. $19.2 million for 4 years. So imagine making $19.2 million for the 4 years. So Dave Filoni will make $14 million for the 4 years. Yeah, he gets his bonus and his yearly salary, so $14 million. Rian Johnson will make $19.2 million for the 4 years. So he gets his $10 million bonus, and he's making $9.2 million for 4 years. Jon Favreau will be making his what? $30 million for the 4 years. So we'll be making $18 million bonus and $12 million and a $12 million and a $12 million $12 million for the term of the movie. Hence what? Hence they're gonna and $30 million after taxes. $30 million after taxes is like $30 million after taxes is like $30 million after taxes is what? $30 million after taxes is like $18 million in your bank, man. So Jon Favreau will have about $18 million around there in his bank. $7.2 million plus 10.8. Yeah, man, he'll have a good $18 million in his bank after the 4 years of Zanus, and he'll be rich. You know, Dave Filoni will have a good $14 million is what? He'll have a good $8.6 million in his bank around there after the 4 years with his bonus and his yearly salary. Yeah, pay these guys a lot of money, that way they all live. Hence, Jon Favreau, if I'm paying him $8 million bonus, he can get a 10. Forget a $7 million. He can get a nice $10 million house. Dave Filoni can get a nice $6 million house. Rian Johnson can get a nice $6 million house. I'm saying if he wants to in Vancouver, a nice fucking beautiful house, a nice condo. They'll all be living a nice life. Yeah, right. So that is how much money I'll be willing to pay a guy like Rian Johnson. So a nice fat $10 million bonus in the bank before he even starts work. For all my movies, he'll get his $10 million bonus, and he'll get his yearly salary as well as $1,000 raise. So he gets $2.3 million for the Last of Us Anus. $2.3 million for Last of Us Anus. Yearly salary, which is $9.2 million for the 4 years, and he gets a $10 million bonus before he starts work. He also gets a $10 million bonus before he starts work for all my other movies. And Jon Favreau gets $18 million bonus before he starts work, and he gets a $12 million for the term of each movie, as well as a $1,000 raise. Don't forget that. And then Dave Filoni gets what? He gets his $2 million yearly salary for his Last of Us Anus. He gets a $6 million bonus in his bank before each movie, which is a nice deal. And then for the organization movie, he gets this $2.1 million yearly salary as well as a $6 million bonus. Yeah, and for all my other movies. And that's how much money I want to pay out these guys to keep them happy. That way, they work really hard for you. Because these guys are going to be doing slave work. They're going to be doing a shitload of business calls. They're going to be helping me with a script. They're going to be helping me with the concepts. For the business calls, you're looking at something like slave work. You're looking at a shitload of work. Hence, if you want these guys to work hard for you, you got to pay them a lot of money, man. Because I know for a fact Hollywood's going to be offering these guys a shitload of money. Hollywood's going to offer these guys so much money. They're going to offer guys like Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni a lot of money. Hence why I need to pay these guys a good salary. That way they all work hard for me. Hey, look at something fucking crazy, man. Like, Hollywood's going to offer these guys a shitload of money. And you know what I'm saying? Hollywood's going to offer these guys so much money. Hence why I'm willing to pay these guys this amount of money. That way That way, that way what? That way does that way what? That way you can grab them from Hollywood. Let's show my account here.